Honestly, do you care about your Google ranking, your Google listing, where Google ranks you in the search hierarchy? Well, there's a real problem happening right now, and maybe you're not even aware of it. And it's this. Your customers are getting their answers without ever clicking your website. And here's the thing, like, let's say that you're someone that does Google searches, or maybe you're someone that instead of Google searching, maybe you use your favorite AI like ChatGPT or Gemini to find your answers. Well, you might have noticed that you're using AI, you're forced to use AI whether you're asking for it or not, right? You do that Google search, they give those AI results right in there. And what do you think is happening with your customers? Well, in the good old days, they might do a search and they'd see you ranked and they go and click on your website. But what's happening now is they're getting the answers right there in those AI results from Google. And this is why it's so important for you to pay very close attention to the most important marketing wake-up call that you've seen in so many years. And it's explained to you in this. LLM Visibility, and it's a very excellent book by Mr. Matt Bertram. And if you're expecting another AI marketing book that tells you to like use ChatGPT for content, optimize your prompts, and have all this vague futurism about AI, well, good news. This is not that, because this is a book that does not teach you how to use AI. It shows you how AI is silently replacing you, and even more importantly, how to make sure it doesn't, because you're no longer competing to rank. You're competing to be selected. There's no more page 1, blue links, top 10 results. There's just the answer that AI provides. And if you are not inside that answer, then you do not exist. And that is one of the first standouts of this book, that there's really no more first page, there's just the answer, and that you might have been spending the last 20 years optimizing your listing, your ranking, but now it's all happening before the click. So that SEO, that search engine optimization strategy, it might still be working, but your influence is already gone. And the solution, the answer, is explained in this book with what's called the LLM Visibility Stack. He talks about the foundation. Are you clearly understood? The engine. Are you mentioned everywhere? Validation. Do you have proof that survives summarization? Ingestion. Can AI easily and actually extract your content? And impact. Are you monitoring and fixing continuously? So this is a playbook to figure out how AI decides who to trust, and you shift from ranking signals to trust signals, and especially this thing called entity clarity. Because if AI is confused about who you are, if you have inconsistent photos, bios, company details across different websites and platforms, it doesn't just average it out, it completely skips you. So it doesn't just penalize you or decrease or rank you lower, it just completely ignores you and your company and your results and where you should appear in these answer results. So if your website says one thing, LinkedIn says something else, podcast bio says a third thing, that's it, game over before you even start. And here's another thing about this very amazing book, LLM Visibility, that blew my mind. They talk about how AI compresses information. So if you make these really vague claims, like if you say, oh, we help businesses grow, we're industry leaders. If you just kind of say nothing, if you say this fluffy, flowery language that maybe it persuades but doesn't say much, well, the computer is not really going to say that that's valuable, unique information. But if you say something, instead of like we're industry leaders, you say that you increased qualified leads by 42% in 90 days, that's what survives. That's what gets reused and repeated. So the question is not what sounds good on my website. It's more like what survives when all the extra fluff gets cut. And you know what else? Where people fail long term is they treat this like a one-off campaign. Maybe they fix a few pages, they optimize some content, and they move on. Well, they are making a huge mistake. And hopefully that's not you, because visibility in AI, it's not a project, it's a loop. So what you should be doing with the help of this book is you run prompts, you see how you're described, you fix inconsistencies, and you repeat monthly, because if you don't, then your competitors will slowly replace you in the answers, without you even noticing. So this book, LLM Visibility by Mr. Matt Bertram, it doesn't feel like hype. It feels like diagnosis. It's like someone explaining a game that's already changed while most people are still playing by the old rules. So this is definitely not about using AI tools or writing faster or content scaling. It's about whether you show up in those results at all. So if you are a founder, a marketer, a consultant, a personal brand, you need this because your future visibility is based not on traffic, but on whether AI chooses you. So here's the bottom line. You can still win in this new crazy AI world that's replaced SEO, but not by doing more of what used to work. You win by becoming clear, consistent, provable, and repeatable because the market doesn't remember everything anymore. It remembers the summary. So if this made you rethink even a little bit about how AI visibility actually works, hit like and subscribe and check out the very amazing book, LLM Visibility by Mr. Matt Bertram. You'll be glad you did, and it's a fun read, gives you lots of information, and you'll get some amazing results. LLM Visibility by Mr. Matthew Bertram.